What's up, guys? This is Sin, and I am back here with the DBL Season 1, Week Number 1. And if you guys don't know what the DBL is, it is the Development Battle League, and I am the commissioner of said league, and I got a bunch of great coaches in this league, and this is the first inaugural season and the first inaugural game that you're going to see from me with the Cedar Rapids Thundurus, of course. And there are 12 other coaches. Make sure you guys check them all out. I have them all in the description. And check out all their content and all that good stuff, because these guys are, you know, some of my people who are previous coaches but don't have a lot of experience, or people who are new to draft format. You know, this is a league that is trying to take skills that aren't necessarily like they're raw, or they're brand new to the market and they just want to try and get their name out there. And so with that, today the Cedar Rapids Thundurus are going to open up their season today in the DBL against the Toronto Tyrantrums, coached by Sin X Realize. Yes, there's another Sin in the community, and I am the better Sin, and I'm about to show you guys why that's the case today. Because, I mean, I'm the Sin on the left, as you can tell on the, well, I'm the Sin with the Tapu Koko, the Gligar, the Noivern, the Halucha, the Palossand, and the Malamar. And he is the other Sin who brought Nidoking, Rotom Fan, Entei, Blastoise, Virizion, and Mega Gardevoir. I did not bring a Mega Evolution this week because I felt like it wasn't needed, especially for the team that he has. It looked pretty tough. So can we start off our season right? I know we didn't do so well in the MPA, and this is kind of the reason why I started this league, is because I want to try and find coaches like myself who aren't that great in the big shot leagues and try and, you know, do something with it. So without further ado here, I know I've spent the first 2.5 minutes talking about the league and my opponent. Let's get on with the match as we press play. The Cedar Rapids Thundurus start off their season, and I know it sounds kind of like weird that I'm not doing this live like I wanted to, but with time constraints and all that, I am going to be in Chicago all weekend, so I kind of was limited on time to what I could do for my setup and all that stuff. But most of the battles this season will be live commentary, and we'll be able to enjoy a nice live game. But another thing too, we actually got disconnected in the middle of the beginning of around the beginning of our match, so we had to kind of replay a little bit of the scenes. I think it was like the first 3 or 4 turns of the match. But he goes for Ice Beam, and it's super effective. But I'm running Assault Vest on the Palossand. I do go for the Shadow Ball, and the first time around it actually did us a Def Drop, but this time I got a crit. So I'm like, oof, I don't know, man. So he goes for Toxic, trying to get some nice start on the residual damage. But we'll see how long it lasts. So I go for the Giga Drain, thinking it might be in killing range, but not quite. It wasn't what I was hoping for. But it did provide some nice damage. It put him in a tough spot, and now he is going to withdraw. Now that he figures out I have Giga Drain, he sends back out Nidoking, or Nidoking, however you guys want to call it. I don't really care. I go for another Giga Drain so I can get some health back. And I won't be quite back up to full health, but I'm close enough to where I don't care. So, I do have, you know, that on my side. Palossand does know Earth Power, so that's always in my favor, but I'm not going to take that risk. I'm going to go into Malamar. Malamar does have Psycho Cut, and he does have Stealth Rock, so he's got his rocks up. But how much of a factor will this play come later on in the game? We don't know that yet. I don't have rocks up yet, but I do have a rocker, and that is Gligar, which I was trying to do at the beginning of the game, but there was no way I was going to live an Ice Beam, so I wasn't going to take that risk. So he sends out Entei in this turn, thinking something might just happen. He brings out Shiny Entei, which I automatically thought, oh my god, he's got extreme speed. I go for Psycho Cut, does a moderate amount of damage, about a third. So I withdraw, not knowing that I'm not going to take any sort of hits from this thing, and I bring in Palossand once again. Palo Sand is a big factor in this game because of how much he brings to the table. He goes for his Sacred Fire and brings me down to 44 damage. But at this point, I wasn't really going to try and do it too much. He goes for another Sacred Fire and takes Palo Sand out. So I wasn't too upset about this kill. I kind of had no choice at this point. But I was hoping he'd make a big impact. That was my intentions, considering how much he brought to the table as far as his moveset. But, oh well, I'm not going to lose sleep over it. So he goes up and withdraws his Fluffy, and he goes straight into Arthur. It is Nido King. And I go for Thunderbolt. Obviously, not going to really affect me a whole lot. So he has Sludge Wave and Earth Power, so that's not going to sit well with me. I'm going to go for a quick U-turn. Not going to do a whole lot of damage. That's okay. I'm okay with that. This is a mixed attacking Tapu Koko, and I bring in Hawlucha. Hawlucha does well with Tapu Koko, and these two are like a tag team almost. Nacho Libre gets Sludge Waved, and let's see if I can take it very much. Not very. So I kind of have a choice here. Do I sack Tapu Koko now and, you know, try and at least get something off? So I go for Acrobatics because it's itemless now, and Acrobatics does a pretty good amount. I'm not going to take the Ice Beam. Acrobatics did its job. I'm not going to get upset by it. I'm down 2 Pokemon already, so we're not off to a great start. We're not. We're off to a less than desirable start. But it's manageable. We can come back from this, guys. So we go back into Tapu Koko, thinking that I have HP ground, and I think I can take this thing out because the calc said so. Well, the calc was wrong, and so I ended up being down to like 1 or 2%. He doesn't go for Earth Power or Sludge Wave, and thinking that I was going to do another U-turn, and so I think that kind of caught him off guard. I don't know. You'll have to watch his side of the battle, of course. So he goes and withdraws and tries to preserve. He sends out Entei once again. Doesn't think this is HP ground. He thinks this is like HP water or something, or HP ice. I have no idea. So I go for another hidden power, thinking he might be thinking it's HP ice, but it's not. It is HP ground, and the electricity's gone, which is okay. You know, not the end of the world. So he's gonna withdraw. I'm gonna withdraw here, and I'm going to go into Bat Country, which is my Gligar, because I know Gligar could take just about anything that it's thrown its way against this Entei. It'll more than take that damage, and I'm okay with that. So I'm going to try and get my rocks up, because I know how much of a factor this is going to be come later on in the game, considering how much he's withdrawn all of his Pokemon at this point. So I go for the Stealth Rock, and I know it has a chance of getting Defog. This Rotom Fan does. But we'll see how much of a factor it is later on in the game. I may have to set up rocks once again, but he goes for the Will-O-Wisp, does get it off. That's fine. I don't care. Not a big problem for me. I could care less, because I do have U-turn, and it's only for pivot, and it does literally nothing. It does negative damage, probably. So I go back into Malamar in hopes to try and set something up here and get maybe a superpower or a rock slide off here. Actually, I do go for rock slide. He does eat the berry, which does it's good, but it's also kind of bad for me, because I was like, oh, we could surprise him here, but no, that wasn't the case. So he goes for Volt Switch, does a decent amount, it takes me down to just under half, like 49.9%, and he goes into Virizion. And so I don't know how I felt about Virizion versus Malamar, so I was like, no. Time to come back. So we're going to go to Noivern. Noivern is the perfect matchup for this against pretty much the rest of his team, because it just hits hard, and Virizion doesn't stand a chance against this Noivern, especially Hurricane. Heat Wave does really good damage too, but with grass fighting, you can't take that risk. Sinnex realized that he cannot take this hit, so he goes into Mega Gardevoir, which is a smart play. I mean, it's good, but I do go for Hurricane, and I miss it. I don't know why, but I didn't want to stay. I couldn't switch out either, and in hopes of, something. I had to go straight in for the kill, and right here I go for a Hurricane, hoping for a confusion, and I'm Infiltrator, and then he goes into a sub, and I'm like, huh? I'm Infiltrator. So I just like, I click it again, and I'm like, hopefully it hits, and it does. You know, we'll take it. Free kill on Mega Gardevoir, so Noivern picks up the kill there. So Noivern picks up our first kill of the season, and that's a good start, very good start. So the big damage right there from the rocks on Rotom Fan, and I'm going in the backcountry just in case of the fact that he has Defog. That is fine, and he goes for Thunderbolt, does nothing to me. I'm okay with that. So right now it's sitting at 5-4 Synex, and he goes for Air Slash. Good play by him right there. I wasn't really playing to kill. I was more so playing to make sure he wasn't going to do anything dumb. It was more of a power play, if you will. So I go back into Tapu Koko. Tapu Koko more so has just about any sort of advantage, really, to kind of neutralize the playing field. Because he does not really have much of options here now, because a lot of his Pokemon are going to die to rocks. And if they don't die to rocks, then they get outsped and they get killed. So Rotom Fan is gone. So it's now 4-4. Tapu Koko gets a kill. Virizion comes in. And this thing is going to pretty much... I'm pretty much trying to say, hey, try and kill Koko. Because if I don't kill you, you're probably going to kill me. And that was the case here, where I almost took out the Virizion with Dazzling Gleam. Not quite the case here, but Tapu Koko did its job, and here comes Dragon Force one more time for the fans, and he is going to go through the fire and flames and carry on through Heat Wave and kill this Virizion. So second kill of the day going for Noivern. He's already got 2 kills on the day, and right here is pretty much where the game is over. So he goes in and doesn't quite die there. So that was a little salty on my end. I was like, dang, I couldn't just get free kills on rocks. But we go for the Heat Wave again because we are Choice Scarfed into Heat Wave. It doesn't really matter if I go for Heat Wave on a Blastoise with 1 HP. It doesn't freaking matter. So going into Nidoking, he's not going to die here. That's fine. He's ground type. I expect that. So now I go for Heat Wave again. It does connect. And Noivern picks up his 4th kill of the game. And then finally out to Fluffy, where he pretty much dies to rocks here. So Gligar is going to pick up that kill. And that is going to be a 3-0 victory for your Cedar Rapids Thundurus, guys. How about that? So that is a great start to start our year. I am excited to see what this season brings. Next week, we are taking on Zypher, and he is the coach of the Motor City Metagross. Your Cedar Rapids Thundurus are now 1-0, and we'll update on the layout next week. So get ready, guys. We won our first game. It started off a little rocky, I will say. Couple of misplays by Synex. He tried to preserve a little too much, and it came back to bite him. I will say that. It's probably my only pointer I have for him. I mean, especially towards the end, where he pretty much has stood no chance because I outsped like every Pokemon on his team, and you know, you can't really do that. So anyway, I have said enough, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, drop a like. If you're new to the channel at all, subscribe for more. Till then, my name's Sin. Peace out.